All right, so welcome back to another lesson. What we're going to be focusing on today is what we call Eulerian graphs, okay? Or Eulerian graphs, depending on how accurately you want to pronounce Euler's name. Okay, Euler being the very famous mathematician. Okay, so an Eulerian graph is defined by the following trait. So we consider trails on the graph. Hopefully you remember what a trail is. A trail is a route on which no edge is repeated. Okay, we consider the trails on the graph and we say, is there a trail that starts and ends at the same node or vertex? Okay, so you might be thinking, oh, well, that's just a cycle, right? But there's another clause, and visits every edge on the graph. Okay, that's a key distinction, that it needs to start and finish at the same node and needs to go over every edge on the graph. If those two things are met, that trail, okay, the trail that we are looking for is called a Eulerian trail. Okay, so if these two conditions are met, that's what we call it. And if a graph has such a tail, then that graph or that network is an Eulerian network. Okay? Now, imagine the case where you don't have an Eulerian trail. What you may have is a trail that goes over every edge, and just a reminder that it needs to be every edge exactly once, okay? Because otherwise it wouldn't be a trail. It goes over every edge, all right, once, but start and finish are different. Okay? In that case, that trail is called semi-Eulerian. Okay? That's a semi-Eulerian trail. All right? And if a graph doesn't have an Eulerian trail, but does have a semi-Eulerian trail, then it is a semi-Eulerian graph. Okay, so that's the basic definition of Eulerian and semi-Eulerian graphs. Okay, so the brute force kind of way to go about it is to see all trails and just try and find a trail that meets either of these two criteria, right? Fits into one of these, and depending on that, you can determine whether the graph is Eulerian or not. Okay, but there is a much faster way to figure that out. All right, and that is called the, well, it's not given a formal name, but it's a simple algorithm. All right, so what we do is that we look at all the vertices we have, right? So we find the degree of all vertices. Okay, so a degree is number of edges connected to a vertex. Okay, so if I have a vertex like this, okay, and it has two edges going out, then its degree is 2. If it only has one edge going out, then its degree is 1. If it has none, its degree is 0. All right, now the question is, what if it has a loop? What is its degree now? In this case, the degree is 2. Okay, so a loop is worth 2 edges. Okay, so is worth 2 degrees. Okay, so that's kind of how I think about it, is that every other edge gives you 1 degree and a loop gives you 2 of them. Okay, so the degree of the vertex is based on that. Now, the degree can be either even or odd, right? If it has an even degree or an odd degree, right? Simple stuff. So it can be either even or odd. Simple, not too complicated at all, right? Now, a graph is, here's the kind of like the big stuff. A graph is Eulerian if and only if, right, there is no vertices of odd degree. Okay, so all vertices have an even degree. All right, or a graph is semi-Eulerian if there are exactly two vertices, okay, of odd degree. Okay, and interestingly, these are the start and end points of the trail. So that's the faster and much more easier way to go about it, is to check the degrees of all the nodes, all right, and if all of them have an even degree, your graph is Eulerian. If only two of them have an odd degree, then exactly two, then it's a semi-Eulerian. If there's one with an odd degree or more than two, then it's neither of them. Okay, so applying this makes this process a lot faster and you can get through everything a lot quicker. And that's really all there is to it for Eulerian graphs. Okay, so I mean, just go ahead, practice a bit, and you'll be completely fine with it. It's not very complicated. Hey guys, two things. If you do have any questions regarding the content we just covered, just go ahead and drop that in the comments. I'll make sure to get to that as soon as possible. And secondly, if you liked the video or if you got anything that was useful from it, make sure to check out the website, Prep Folders. There's so many more videos like this, so many more resources, practice questions and all the lot. So just go ahead and have a look. If you need help, there's some tutors and mentors there as well. So just have some fun over there. And yeah, we'll see you on the other side.